All right, welcome everybody. Yes, it's Ron and I back again, but we're on a different. We moved west in a hurry. We got Brian Massetti, owner of MLM Motorsports, with us, and they have a big poll this Saturday in Ukiah, California. I'm gonna put that up there on the screen. Brian's standing in his shop right now in front of Yellow Fever, their 4-wheel drive truck, and I have to take this time to remind everybody that full poll just announced that you get a chance to, every time you play the free pick'em games at fullpull.us or on the app, you get it between now and the next 8 days. You get a chance for an entry to win, to drive the super modified 2-wheel drive truck, the full pull truck in Bowling Green, Ohio. So I'm going to share that on the screen right now. So Brian, I'm going to hijack our talk shop with Brian and Jason quick.
Sounds good.
But we're live on MLM Motorsports. We're live on the West Coast Pullers. We're live on Beer Money. Live on my page, a couple other pages as well. It's 8:39 Central Standard Time, 6:39 out there on the West Coast. So great to see you, Brian. I know you kind of had a couple weeks off, is what you were telling me, right?
We did. We've done a little bit of sled work here and there, but we haven't put on a pull we didn't do anything in July.
Okay.
Of our own. We just did few shows with the sled. So
I'm going to throw this link in the comments, but you go to the website, play the game. There's 7 different ways to sign up to register. Basically, it's super easy on the Facebook page. But the biggest pull in the world, you get a chance to drive a super modified 2-wheel drive truck for free. So that's pretty cool.
That would be cool.
I better see the Massetti sign up. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That's how this works. Massetti.
As soon as we're done.
Okay, bada boy. Anyway, let's talk. Ron, thank you for joining us. It's nice having you be the co-host, Ron, for once. Like, I get to do all the talking, like I do anyway, so it's all good. So it's all good. Massetti, where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about Ukiah, or do you want to talk about the Yellow Fever? What's going on with MLM Motorsports?
Yeah, let's talk about Ukiah. This Saturday, the 5th at 6 p.m., the Redwood Empire Fair. One of the longest running events we've done. We love going up there. Great relationship with Jennifer, the fair manager. It's a good track up there, good dirt. They just kind of let us do whatever we need to do to make it happen. Pre-registration is open now. We appreciate everybody heading on over and getting registered. Sooner the better, so we kind of have an idea of what's happening. But
that's
again,
at the website, right, Brian?
That's at MLM-motorsports.com. There's
share that right now.
A link on the homepage there. Super easy process. Just go in and once you've already registered, you just go back in on your link, and then you could just update it for this event, and then you're set. You don't have to re-enter all the information.
Cool.
It's quite a little system.
I like that. I'm trying to share that up there on the screen right now. So,
Brian, what's your most popular class out there?
Either the Pro Mod 4-wheel drives, or maybe like Limited Pro or Work Stock Diesel. As far as number wise, if
pickups.
Yes, definitely pickups.
Okay.
Tractors. We run close to what the Outlaws, what you guys have, but
Super Farm with an intercooler. Yeah.
Super Farms can run the intercooler.
Yeah.
We run a 5,800 pound modified class, which is a single engine class. I know in your 6,000 you have different combinations. Then we run a 7,200 pound modified with up to twin engines. So that's our tractors. We do run some hot farms also. But definitely pickups are more prevalent.
Okay. I mean, you guys being on the West Coast, have you ever had like anybody like protest you when you have like diesel classes or anything like that?
So probably, 15 years ago or more, the CARB, the California Air Resources Board, sent letters out to several other promoters. I never got the letter, but it had a picture of a, I don't know what that was. It wasn't quite a super farm, but some kind of a diesel tractor. And it had a picture of it pulling. So obviously you got the big plume of smoke, and it was like a cease and desist order.
Wow.
Nobody really took it to heart, and they haven't done anything else about it. But I'm sure that day is coming.
Yeah, we all need to kind of have that on our radar. They brought that up in the last couple of years. They brought it up under the Obama administration, and PRI is all over it as far as keeping people abreast of what's happening with that. But yeah, you got to pay attention to what your government's doing for sure.
Yes, I think here they're even going after just modifying vehicles at all, and that's going to attack like auto racing, also circle track racing. I know our local track, Kenny Shepard, who we work with to do our invitational pull, talking to him about some of the stuff they deal with, and it's just outrageous.
I think the legislation. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I just say they're trying to go at us at every angle and do away with all motorsports eventually.
Yeah, the legislation that they originally drew up was basically said if your vehicle came off an assembly line and had a serial number, then it had to meet all the emission standards that it was supposed to meet when it was new. So basically that's attacking anybody that's taken a car and put it on the drag strip, every kid that builds a race car, tractors that come, your super farm, your limited pros, all these tractors would affect them too, because they'd have to pass those emission standards. So it would kill racing and pulling. It really would.
For sure.
So yeah, PRI is all over that and staying on top of that. Jason, you're muted. He looked like he was saying something really important, Brian. Did you see his hand?
With the hand up, it had to be good.
I was like, why are you being so
speaking
negative?
To the people?
I let you join our California show just to be happy, and then right away you got to rain on the parade, Ron. So.
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
No, Donnie Reeves checking in. He says, "Hey guys, good to see you, Ron." So that's
hey,
cool.
Donnie, good to see you, buddy.
I think he's
right on the screen right now is the MLM Motorsports website, MLM-motorsports.com. I have it in the comments as well. This is where you pre-register for this Ukiah this Saturday, August 5th at 6 p.m. Click the registration form. Similar to the Outlaw app, Ron, they have this out there in California, so this is pretty cool. So just fill in the blanks, and away you go. Ron, do you want me to sign you up for a class? What do you want to pull this weekend in?
I'll pull the modified four-wheel drives. If Brian will let me, I'll drive the Yellow Fever there.
Okay.
Hey, come on out.
You don't know Massetti well enough, because you might find yourself on a plane, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I can't cover the announcement this weekend, Ron. I have to do the Rockwell. So
I have the Pulling Power magazine with that truck on the front of it, by the way.
Prove it.
I don't have it here. It's like in the garage, but I have every Pulling Power that was ever printed. So
prove it. You have 24 hours to provide copy, like a picture of it, or I call you a liar. So.
I'll have to go to storage and get it, but yes,
I believe you, Ron. I believe you. I'm disappointed Jason doesn't have it.
Oh, shoot.
How else? I recognize the truck with you. I mean, you're covering the name of it, but I saw it in the background, and I thought that looks like Yellow Fever.
Yeah,
and I knew it was from California. Yeah.
No, my dad's been running this since, and I think he started in like '78 with this truck.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit over the years and gone through the whole family drivers.
What power? What motor is in it now, Brian?
620 Chevrolet.
Chevy.
Yeah.
Wedge motor. Okay.
No, just
no,
just an old school, reliable.
Old big block Chevy. Gotcha.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, four-wheel drive truck pulling was big in California. Two-wheel drives were hit pretty hard too, but I mean, Dan Coelho out there.
Dan pretty much started it in the mid '70s, and he there's a story. He drove a new, like within a year or two old Dodge pickup to Texas to go to a stock four-wheel drive pull, And he got back there and he says, "Oh shit, there's nothing stock about these trucks." So then I don't, he had the red rabbit and the wild hare, which in Portuguese, coelho means rabbit. And it was one of those two trucks was the one that he actually, well, it would have been the red rabbit, I guess, that he drove back there and then competed. And then when he came back, it was on. It was no more stock truck. And he built several sleds. And then they had bought the white sled, used to be the Coors sled that was in Colorado. They brought it out here, and then I bought it from them and then sold that when we bought our other sled. But yeah, Dan did quite a bit to get pulling going out here.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of those old Pulling Power magazines, I mean, they documented a lot of that stuff that went on in California, and it was like different regions of the country. They had their own little pulling thing going on in California and Florida, and of course Texas. Texas was huge for 4-wheel drive pickups in the 80s.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool. I love seeing those old trucks still around.
Yeah.
You're never gonna guess what I just found online for $35.
Pulling Power magazine with the yellow fever on it.
You bet your ass I did. Watch this. This makes me so happy.
So there's a little I don't know about bone of contention in our family. So my dad has always owned this truck, and back in the day he had a guy that helped him, Jerry Holt, that was an engine builder, and it was always on Dad's bill. But I think that picture was taken in Phoenix, and my dad wasn't there that weekend. So on the cover there it says Jerry
Holt's Yellow Fever. No,
and it's actually Jim Massetti's Yellow Fever, but I don't think it was anything intentional done. But yeah, that was what year was that, Jason?
It says October 1984. $2.95 is what it cost.
Man.
4-wheel drive center spread. I love it. I love it. This is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I had all but 2 issues of that, and I pulled them out a few years ago, 5-6 years ago, and I was looking for 2 issues that I didn't have, and lo and behold, Dan Mayer, tractor pull announcer at the Farm Machinery Show, put 3 or 4 or 5 that he had for sale online, and he happened to have the 2 that I needed, and I scooped those up pretty quick.
Yeah, this is on eBay for $35.
Wow. I think I have one sitting on the bar counter right over here too.
I can't wait to see your dad this fall. I'm going to ask him why Jerry Holt was driving his truck. I'm going to mess with old Jimmy. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to rip that scab off. We'll just let it go.
I'm going to wait until he gets me back to Madera from Fresno before I say that.
Yeah, because he will leave you.
Yeah, I know he would. That's what I'm afraid of. And I can't take that. I can't take that California high speed rail that you guys have out there. So.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be done yet.
No, I think so.
Maybe another 50 or 60 years they'll finish it.
Donnie Reeve checked in. Wade Bradshaw says, Brian, you're the man. So obviously, Massetti, you owe him $20.
Wade is my guy.
I like it.
And Doug is also. Doug almost had a win last Friday night, and then
where at?
Plymouth. It's kind of a little. Put it this way: if they pulled 200 feet, the whole truck was out of the arena.
Wow!
And it's the worst sand. It's terrible. I hate it with the sled because you can't let them get going. It's just tough. There's Kevo. Yeah, he'll buy that magazine on eBay.
We better swoop it up. That's Brian's younger brother, Kevin.
Gotcha.
So, or is he your older brother? He looks a lot older than you, but I think you're actually the oldest.
That's why I like you so much, Jason. No, I'm quite a bit older. I'm quite a bit older than Kevin.
Brian, you have more of the Clark Kent Superman look and the brains. Kevin got. What did Kevin get? He got the good time. He's really fun. He's really fun.
He's a good time.
He's a good time. Ron, I only spent 1 weekend with these guys, but these are my people. That's all I'm going to say. These are our people. So
that's what a girl tells you after a bad day. Oh, well, yeah, he was fun. So Donnie Reeve been pulling much with you this year? I know he's probably watching.
He's hit all of our pulls so far this year. And I talked to him. He came up to Plymouth. That's not far from their home. He didn't pull there, but he told me he's bringing both of his trucks this weekend to Ukiah, which is good because it's a lot of work enough just to bring one. But when you bring two, it's twice as much. And I don't think Spike can make it this weekend, so he'll be running around with both of them.
Don, he's good people. He loves pulling. He's ate up as bad as we are. So,
yeah, no, we've been friends for a long time. I mean, back when I was in high school, they were pulling in a country modified, and that was a few years ago. So,
yeah, he's told me the story how he got started, and I think he went to a pull maybe Anaheim or something, and saw Dan Coelho there, and I think he got the bug pretty bad.
Yeah, something about like one of their first dates was to a pull or something. I think.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Clearly, Lori's a good woman.
Clearly.
Yeah, to put up with all that. Yeah.
Again,
So how late do you guys pull into the season, Chris? How late does your season go?
Our invitational is in November this year, which is a little risky, but typically
would you say risky? I mean, it might hit like 668 or something in November, or what?
Yeah, and rain. But of course, I'm all worried about rain in November, and I've been watching the last 3 or 4 weekends somewhere. Everybody's getting rained out. Trevor and I went to Indiana 2 years ago in June, and for the 5 days we were there, they got a ton of rain. Everything within like 3 hours got rained out. So you just never know.
Yeah, we've had a couple get rained out this year, but I say that because certain parts of the country, it gets into the 50s and it ruins their day. I mean, I remember going to Georgia one time in the middle of winter, and it was like 59, and we were in like t-shirts and shorts, and the people thought we were nuts because it ruined their day because it was overcast and 59 degrees. So.
I love it when it gets a little chilly at night at a pull. Like if it starts out in the 70s or 80s, it gets in the 50s or 60s. We sell every sweatshirt that we have in our trailer. I love it.
Right. At the Invitational last year, we Friday wasn't hot, but it was warm. It was nice. But man, Saturday it probably dropped 20 degrees, and we sold out of sweatshirts, so that helped us. We start in February, and we're going to go through November. So I mean, it's a pretty long season. It's nothing like what you guys are used to, where you're hitting, 3, 4, 5 a week. But
9 last week, Brian. 9 last week.
Yeah. in 4 days. 4 days, Brian.
That's a lot.
People literally said, "Where are you going tomorrow, Jason?" I said, "I honestly don't know. When I get to the hotel tonight, I'm gonna look at my Outlook calendar, and I'm not joking. I'm not that crazy." So
you're busy when you wake up in the morning. You're like, "Where am I?"
Yeah, where am I? And it's not from alcohol.
Right.
Ian McAdorn says, "Brian!" Exclamation! Oh, macadam. McAdam.
He does some announcing for Mike Lewis. He announced that show up in Plymouth on Friday.
Oh, nice. I was in Plymouth County, Iowa on Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's like we were right next door.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Donnie Reeves says San Francisco Cow Palace 1980. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Donnie was just a young whippersnapper in 1980 then. So.
Yeah.
9.
Yes, Ian. 9 in 4 days. And then he says, Mick Adam, laugh out loud. Yep, Mick Adam.
So what's your how's your fan base out there? I mean, how do you reach out to the kids? The kids, this is something we discuss a lot here in the Midwest, is how do we reach out to the kids, the folks that aren't necessarily connected to the ag industry. Kids are just, they're like this, so how do you reach out to the kids out there on the West Coast?
You say kids, you talking like young school age or like 20s?
Oh, Any of them, when I think, in your 20s would definitely be in that group. I'm talking, 10 to 20 years old. Let's put it at that.
You know what I think the biggest draw for, and I've been watching this, looking at this track side as I'm in the sled, seeing who's standing there and who's getting the most excited. It's these diesel pickups. That is the hottest thing going. Stock diesel pickups this past Friday night, there was 18 of them in the stock diesel class. And they're not stock obviously, but they, it's just crazy to see the enthusiasm just for blowing a little black smoke. And so I think, there's several events that are put on. Well, we have a big one in September put on by West Coast Diesels, a diesel shop that's in Santa Rosa. We put this event on in their hometown. Huge. They do a car and truck show all day, burnout contest. They have a dyno there. I think that's kind of our biggest growing market is that demographic. And then go ahead.
As diesel pickups, since its inception, since they got into pulling, has always brought a younger crowd. And I know in the Midwest, they would bring one diesel pickup puller would bring 20 people, girls and guys with them. It was crazy. and it's slowed a little bit. I'm talking early 2000s, but they've always kind of crossed over and brought a younger crowd with them.
Yes. And, at all of our events, we run stock and street classes. Those are mainly your local competitors. And I tell people that, Emmanuel's one of the leaders of that whole game. But when we go to Ukiah, there's nobody there in the stands that's come just to see Yellow Fever or to see the Cal Poly tractors or to go see, any of our modified vehicles. But there may be a handful to a couple dozen people that are going to watch the kid they went to high school with or the kid they coached in baseball or, that local draw brings spectators. They enjoy the whole show. And I like this. Pulling is for, it's for every part of the family, from the young kids to the grandparents. Everybody sees a different aspect of it. The older you get, you start looking at the sleds thinking, man, there's a lot going on in that thing and that, how it does this. And younger kids, of course, all the colors and the noise and all that stuff. But, it's pretty cool that this sport, it's so attractive to the whole family at all the different age levels.
I think a class that I always I have in my mind, I think might go over well, Brian, is like a factory stock 4-wheel drive. I say factory stock, but let them modify them. But let the Nissans and the Toyotas pull with the Chevys, the Dodges, and the Fords in that class. That might bring some younger crowd in too, get more people involved. I don't know, just an idea I've had for a while, but
we had a Toyota show up last month in Stockton.
Two-wheel drive.
Oh, it was a 2-wheel drive Toyota, and it pulled a hell of a lot better than anybody expected. Last year at this Truckmania event up in Sacramento, Edmunds, they're a car reviewing company. They brought an electric Rivian and an electric F-150 Lightning, and they were doing just a little deal. And so I talked to the guys, and we set this. I said, well, I'm just going to set it up like I would for this street class. I'll be damned, those things pulled so much better than anybody expected. They're heavy. They've got the horsepower and the torque, but it's just not the same with no noise.
Right. Yeah.
Zipping down the track. But
I'm afraid if it ever came to that, Brian, I'm out, buddy.
Me too. No, I'm done. I got to have the noise, all that. But it's neat to see.
Technology's cool. That's definitely cool. Jason, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm just I'm
sorry.
Into my no. I'm sliding into my co-host role. I'm playing some videos and pictures from the Gold State Invitational. What are the dates? No, seriously, Ron, this is fun. What are the dates on the 2023 Golden State Invitational?
It's November 10th and 11th. It'd be Veterans Day weekend. So we're.
Yeah, my birthday's the 9th, Massetti. We talked about this.
Yes, we
Mine
did.
Jason, mine is the 6th. I mean, are you going out there?
Heck yeah, I'm going out there.
We'll get you out here too, Ron.
All right, I'm game.
He'll announce with your dad. So.
Oh man, it's a good time for. I mean,
no, like seriously, Brian, he'll come out.
Well, let's work this out. So yeah, November 10th and 11th.
Okay.
We're excited to be able to pull Veterans Day in and pay tribute to all the people that made this country as badass as it is, and we got some ideas to show our love for that beautiful flag and this great country.
Heck yeah, you're speaking my language now, Brian. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Where is this pool at? You're talking about?
Right here in our hometown of Madera, right smack in the middle of California. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we rent the speedway, and it's a nice facility. The fairgrounds it's a very nice fairgrounds. They did some land development. They have plenty of money from some of the deals they've done, and a nice camp area. Man, I think we had close to 50 RVs out there, and they've all got hookups, and it was neat. It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool when you have a destination type pool like that. If you have it every year and it becomes a camping destination, that's awesome.
That's what you just said is exactly what my hope was, to build an event like that that people look forward to coming to. It'll always be in the fall. I'd like to keep it in October, but because of the racetrack schedule and the fairground schedule, this was all we could get. So we're going to take it and do it.
Awesome. I've never been to California before. Never been there.
And I was talking to a guy last year that said that, and now he's a great friend. So
now I call you like twice a week and we talk for hours.
I'll get a call at like 9:00 our time, and he says, "Hey, I just landed. I got a 3-hour drive. I need to talk to somebody."
Well, I know you're 2 hours behind us, so you'll still talk to me. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, when I fly out of Milwaukee, that's what I got to do. So here's some pictures from the GSI, the first annual GSI 22. This is cool. What you do with the American flag, and there's some of the trucks there. So there's a lot of comments tonight. Holy cow. This is great. GSI was the baddest pull in California ever, period. Well, thank you, Manuel.
Appreciate that.
Golf cart training wheel rentals a must. Yeah.
I think golf carts are going to get a curfew put on them.
They're going to have to, that's going to have to get reinforced at the driver's meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't need anybody getting hurt to take away from a great weekend.
Actually, no, this is legit. Ron is oh my God, Donnie's spot on. You got your singer. You got your, Logan, shut up. You have your singer. Ron is a country music artiste.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, hey.
Like, it's getting better.
Yeah. Wow.
And he'd be willing to drive that semi truck of yours around the racetrack at 4 a.m, like the last guy that he had too. Ron likes Tito's.
So
I love Tito's.
Ron, my brother,
I love it.
I think he likes Tito's too, but he's also good at teaching country music artists how to drive a Peterbilt in circles around a racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, your dad was for sure I was in on that. He took me to the airport Sunday, and he's like, "How late did you stay out there last night?" And I said, "Oh, like 2." He goes, "Oh, so you weren't part of, you know what happened last night?" I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And when that country music artist, what was his name?
That was Heath Sanders.
Heath Sanders said to you, "Oh, so you actually own this semi truck?" They were making hot laps at 4 a.m, Ron. With the semi, it was a hoot. So.
Yeah, Kevin convinced him it was his truck. It would be okay, no problem. And then I said, "I saw my truck going around the track." He says, "Wait a minute, you own this truck?" And I said, "Yeah." He told me it was his truck. Said, well, it's close, but.
Wade Bradstone says, "Looking forward to the pull in Madera. We got something good planned for Brian." Uh-oh. Well, Kevin Massetti said you're coming out, Ron. Ron, you're going to California with me.
All right.
It's done.
Going back to Cali.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do
I know
it.
you will. Yeah. So I thought. So that is it. Wes Rocha or Rocha?
Eric Rocha.
He had a fast golf cart, and I thought it was fast until I went out on the street. And I don't know if I should tell you this, but I wanted to race your son in his Tesla, and that's when I found out how fast a Tesla really is. And I was like I just stepped on the gas of the golf cart, and this golf cart went 30, 40 mile an hour easy. And that Tesla was gone before I could even. We had a good time. It was. I enjoyed California. Those are my people out there.
Oh, Trevor said it was actually him driving.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. They were driving around with all those little pretty girls in his car, and I was kind of getting a little lippy. And I said, "Let's race."
No way.
And he said, "Okay." So we went out on that little back street, and that was funny.
Well, that is a nice thing on the fairgrounds. That's a nice paved road, right?
It is.
No traffic.
It really is.
It dead ends into the pit gate. So.
Yep. No, we were being as smart about racing a golf cart in a Tesla as you can, Brian. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, safety's always the first thing, right?
Yep.
So.
Live country music concerts, huh?
Well, I don't know what we haven't got that part nailed down yet, but that's what we did last year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have a band too, Brian. Just saying.
Really?
I can do solo or have a band. So,
Ron, we're doing solo.
Solo.
Iowa State Fair. We're gonna relive the Iowa State Fair.
That means you're gonna have to fall off the wagon, buddy. If
I'm gonna have to start drinking again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't know if we should do that this year. We don't have a day off between.
Brian, we got in trouble. Ron and I got in trouble at the Iowa State Fair with some of the pullers. So.
Just a couple of them.
I don't believe you guys would do anything wrong.
Well, we were just having fun, and we brought my speakers out. We got those. We went to one of those guitar studio stores, and got some nice big speakers, and you hook them up to your phone, and then Ron and I got into some Tito's, and we clicked the Beer Money trailer. Quickly became where everybody was hanging out, and then people were requesting songs, and we were singing and drinking, and we might have been really loud and keeping some people up that were trying to be more responsible than Ron and I. So.
Yeah,
but that's all. It's just a rumor, Massetti. It's just a rumor.
That's
next
why
day people were where'd all that loud music come from? Who was playing that loud? I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I picked one of the spots furthest away from like the center of the campground so that I could have a little quiet time and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Matthew Orsini says, I hope the truck stays together this year. Old Purple Haze put on a good show.
I'll tell you what, he's been finding the weak links in that poor thing the last few hooks. He went to Montana. I haven't talked to him, but it looked like he made a decent pass. So
it's not Tito's? It's not Tito's, Ian? What do you call it? I thought it was Tito's.
I don't know. Hey, everybody's got their own way to say it, right?
Yeah, there's Orsini's truck right there. So
yeah.
Power finds weaknesses, buddy, and you're finding power, and it's finding the weaknesses. So
that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, fix it and find the next one.
Yeah.
Have Brian, we've been struggling in a couple of our classes with numbers because of parts shortages. Are you still feeling that out in the West Coast like we are in the Midwest, or?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, hell, I bought a turbo from Hazley's in March. So I bought it. I mean, I paid for it, and I still haven't seen it yet. And I was supposed to get it in 2 weeks. So, but I mean, that's a minor deal, but I know that other hard parts are hard to come by for.
Yeah, it's still a thing for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard a guy on a talk show today say they didn't think the supply chain thing would ever be back to the way it was. I hope that's not true.
I hope it's not, but you talk to people and they can't get good employees, and they, just all that kind of shit. And people got used to not going to work and just making it hard. So, I mean, it's sad.
Don't get me started, Brian.
I know. We'll save that for another night with some.
Manuel, Do you read this one, Brian?
Son of a gun. Yeah, I thought we were closer than that, Manuel. Come on.
Now, he was giving you compliments earlier in the show, and then all of a sudden, boom.
That's the life of a promoter out here. They're nice to you 1 minute, and the next minute they stick it to you.
Oh, Ron knows all about that. Don't worry. It's all good.
Yeah. No, Manuel's a great guy. Does a lot for the sport. He's one of the biggest tuners and programmers out here, and he helps so many different competitors, guys he competes against, guys in other classes, and I hope that's true across all pulling, but out here it is. If somebody needs something, people are going to step in and help no matter what.
I think it is.
I put on the screen, Brian, I have any questions for Massetti? And he says, yes, ask him what it's like to be a legend. Brian, take a deep breath. No, light a cigar, put on like a Frank Sinatra hat, and start talking to us. Massetti.
Yeah, I wish I knew. But
that's awesome.
You were singing Frank Sinatra that night at the Iowa State Fair, by the way, Jason.
My Way. The Frank Sinatra song, It's My Way. That is my favorite song in the whole world.
I have a good video. I have a good video of that, by the way, Brian. So
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see that.
Sometimes you go like, oh, that was me. Yep, I act like that. So. That whole deal out there in California, John Bohr said you can drink whatever's in my camper, and he had a lot of Crown, and he did not have any Crown when he left on Sunday. That's all I'm gonna say. So, it was a good time.
Hey, that was a good weekend. I mean,
it was a hoot. The weather was so perfect, Brian. It was so fun. It erased so much nostalgia when I thought about California, what I see on the news, and all the tree huggers and the homeless people and all that stuff, and just you guys. Besides the palm trees, it felt like I was standing in the middle of Iowa at a truck and tractor pull. It was awesome. It was awesome, Brian.
Where we are here in the center of California, in the San Joaquin Valley, it's all agriculture. So we're kind of unfortunately we're a little island of reality, but we have San Francisco and the Bay Area to the north and Los Angeles to the south, and they dictate what happens around here, and Sacramento. I mean, but in our own little world here, it's pretty nice.
On the screen there, that's your that's missing the 4-wheel drive truck, but that's their rig, Ron. So there's a yellow Pete that he's standard.
That's the Pete you'll drive around the track with Kevin.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. What's
no
the
trailer? It's 18. I think it's 18.
Nice.
Yeah. No worries.
I never get to drive it. I don't know.
And then the Suzuki's in the that's in the modified class right there in the middle.
Is
there.
it?
Yep.
Good deal.
Yeah. She's a bad little wagon right there. Susie.
Yeah, that's Jerry Holt's Yellow Fever on the back there. It just Massetti's
oh shit.
Massetti, you should not have told me that, Brian. I'm gonna
have to find somebody else to pick you up because Dad's gonna tell me no way in hell he's going to get you now.
You guys ever make it down into like Arizona or make it out of California to pull anywhere?
Trevor and I tried with the limited pro pickup a couple years ago. We took it to Indiana, like I was saying, but that didn't pan out. But our summers between the events that we're putting on and then the events I got to take the sled to, I don't have a lot of time to break away like that.
Sure.
It's just, we're staying pretty busy trying to keep it going out here. We're hoping to bring our tractor to one of your guys' pools here. I'm hoping in the near future, but I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We got some big pulls coming up. Some big ones coming. It was twin Chevys on it. Is that what's on it? Twin blown Chevys?
Yeah, that's what was in those pictures.
Okay.
We're making some changes and hoping to, before we bring it home, come shake it down out there somewhere.
Care to divulge any of that information, Brian?
Yep. Be careful. He can dig stuff out of people. I'm just telling you, be careful, Massetti.
We'll talk later when we're setting up your plane flights to come out. We'll talk.
All right, so change is coming.
Hey, there's old Kent's wagon.
Yeah.
Oh, quick change the subject there. Well done, Massetti.
He did. He jumped on that.
Yeah, that thing, I mean, we had some real eye openers out here. Several guys did. That was one of the tractors that opened up our eyes. But now we got that Steve Melanesio's twin engine out here that Brant Sullivan's working on and built the engines. That Steve's tractor it's pretty legit.
We got Brent. Isn't that the one Brent Sullivan wrenches on?
Yeah. And then they have a single engine also. Hopefully, Matthew. I'm hoping sooner than later, but we'll see.
Awesome. I know we have a big one coming up in August. Well, it is August. Today's the first, right?
Ron doesn't even know what day it is anymore.
Thunder by the River. That'd be a good one if you guys are free that weekend.
What's the weekend of that one?
That's what is it, like 3 weeks from now, Jason?
Yeah, the right after the fair.
I'm gonna pull up the app here. I don't remember the exact date. August 18th through the 9th, or August 17th through the 19th.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. I got to take the sled to 2 shows in Nevada that weekend.
Lufkin, Texas is a good one. That's in October.
That's October. Yeah, that was we went on. Unfortunately, we were on the same weekend last year.
It's October 20th and 21st this year.
We're gonna have to see if we can do that.
That's a good one. That's a real patriotic show. It's a veteran. All the money goes to veteran charities. They have semi truck drags. They have a truck and tractor pull. I can't remember who the artists they have this year. They had Stoney LaRue last year. My band played there on Friday night on the big stage, and then 2 nights of pulling. Huge truck show. It's a huge event. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of those that gets better every year too. It keeps growing.
Yeah. Which is exactly what we're hoping to do too.
Absolutely. I want to come out. I want to come now.
Definitely.
There's me and the K-Man.
Oh yeah, good old Kevo. Yeah. So we talked about Ukiah this weekend.
Yep.
And then our next event that we're putting on is September 3rd in Winnemucca, Nevada. The Tri-County Fair. It's what's that? Labor Day weekend. It's on Sunday of Labor Day. And then the next weekend, which I believe is the Saturday the 10th, we have our big show up in Santa Rosa with West Coast Diesels. If you go to the old schedule there. Saturday the 9th in Santa Rosa. That's up Northern California again. West Coast Diesels. That's a pretty awesome show. Then 2 weeks later, we're teaming up with the Souza Memorial Truck Show, and that'll be in Turlock, which is just north of us. That's a new one for us this year. This truck show's grown. In the last couple of years, they've outgrown the Merced Fairgrounds, and they moved it to Turlock. So we're looking forward to working with them. And then I think in the middle of October, we're going to work with Modesto Junior College, and we're going to do a 2-day deal up there. I want to say that's the only indoor pool we have in California. Beautiful pavilion, but they don't have a lot for spectator seating. So Todd was looking to move it here or there to these other places. And so we were talking one night, and I said, hey, don't shoot the messenger, but why don't we just do a second session? Do Saturday night and Sunday at like 1 or noon and sell them both out and double your income. So that's what we're going to try to do. Cool. So it's always cool to have, I mean, you guys know this, but 2-day events in the same place are pretty cool because you can try something different with your vehicle and know if it's going to work or not. It's the same track. You go from this track to that track, and everything changes. So.
And it'll draw more pullers out usually too. They know they got 2 hooks, that may compel them to come out and hook if they were on the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then of course, we'll wrap up the year with the Golden State Invitational in November. We'll do Friday and Saturday there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
The one pull there, you said it was with the junior college. Does that benefit the junior college, or the kids have anything to do with that? Or
yes, exactly. And so that Jason, you've had Trevor and the guys from Cal Poly on. They have their tractors, and they put their event on in April. This is the Modesto Junior College. They have a 4-wheel drive pickup in the country modified class. And awesome. So their group puts this event on to raise funds for their program.
I love it.
Neat programs. And I mean, it's neat that the schools do it and that the kids do it, but those programs without their advisors giving up their own time and their skill sets and doing it, it's it wouldn't happen without those guys. So Todd Conrado is the advisor at Modesto. And he puts a lot of effort into that thing, the whole program.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the kids probably love it, knowing they're going to get to compete and probably put a lot of heart in that truck.
Yes, awesome. Exactly. So,
I love those programs like that. Anything to reach out to the youth, to get them into pulling. I love that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. I'm having a great time.
The Cal Poly. Well, here's Trev. You see him there?
Hold on. Let me make you big, Brian. I want to get that. There we go.
How's it going?
Trev he's our oldest son, and he's the president of the tractor pull team. So during the summer, since none of the students really live in San Luis, close to the tractors, last year and this year we've babysat them here at our place. So this last weekend, a couple of his buddies were here, but this is their Mustang Legacy. You want to talk about it,
Allison?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an Allison V12. I think there's only 3 Allisons on the West Coast here, 4 now. And it's completely built by students at Cal Poly. This frame was a senior project a couple years ago. And this weekend, we actually our big thing, we've been working on putting a data logger on. So we put a brand new Holley dash on it, and we'll be able to kind of see what it's doing and hopefully learn some stuff from it. So
heck yeah, tweak it. Awesome.
Yeah, it's been neat to watch these guys working on this thing, and Trevor's done the majority of it, but it's pretty neat what these smart kids can figure out and do.
Well, plus they promote a pull too, and I was really impressed with the organization and stuff that they did this year. And you sent me some pictures from that, Brian. That place was packed. That was awesome.
It was cool. Mm-hmm. And this year they got thrown a few curveballs with all the weather. The field where it normally is was the crop didn't grow fast enough, so they couldn't harvest it. So they moved it to the rodeo grounds, which is only about a quarter mile down the road, but a whole new set of challenges. And I know the rodeo coach, he told me a couple times how impressed he was with this group of kids and how much work they did, and just whatever, they did whatever they had to do to make it happen. So it was cool. It was neat to be a part of that.
That's awesome. You guys are doing a good job.
Yeah.
Where's the diesel truck at?
She's over here.
Brian, we're going to do all your lives from the shop now because you have better internet service in your shop than you do at your house. So.
Well, we kind of live in the sticks, so we're kind of, but so there's the Limited Pro. And when you're old and stiff and out of shape like me, you can't get underneath it to work on the clutch, or we changed the outer axle shafts, so you just put it up on the lift, and life is so much better.
I love it.
So I think we just have to change the oil in that one, and it's ready to go. Well, put the tires on and put it back on the ground.
Go show us the wall of garden tractors.
Oh yeah, this is.
I've been to your shop, buddy.
I know, and I know you guys have never made dumb purchases, but I have. Uh, but the one up,
Nice.
the green one on top is Kevin's, so I can't be held responsible for all of those.
Right.
But yeah, we use them a lot because I have them up on pallet rack. There's the other side of the old Smoky. And then we're also babysitting the other school tractor. It's over here. Here's the old sled. She needs a bath. She's been putting in at work and whatnot. So we'll get it cleaned up and hooked back up probably tomorrow. So here's the Cal Poly twin engine tractor. You want to tell them about that one?
Yeah, this one has two Chevys. They're 540s with 871 blowers. Runs on methanol, very similar to the Whip, our tractor. And it's in the 7,200 pound class. So the rule is that you have to drive the green tractor at least 3 times before you can drive this one. So it's pretty neat to be able to watch people learn on that one and then come to this one and,
Students actually get to drive the tractors then?
Yeah, so the way it works is just kind of whoever's showing up and working and, there for everything, that's who gets to drive. And me being the team president, I get to choose who gets to drive. So whenever I want to drive, I just, take over.
That's a good policy though, because the harder you work, the better your chances are at getting to drive. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's neat. I just put the Cal Poly Tractor Pull Facebook page in the comments as well for many people. I know the interview that we did, Trevor, back when you had your pull, it was really, really popular and a lot of people enjoyed that. It was fun to meet the rest of the team and all the things that do all that stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
So this tractor was the
Rocky Mountain Thunder.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain Thunder back in the day. And then they donated it to the school, right? And then that's where they came up with the name Poly Thunder, kind of pay homage to the old name.
And your tractor Whip is Donald Nelson's old chassis, right?
That is correct.
That's right. We see Donald every weekend. So
yeah.
And he makes good brisket. So and by the way, the puller meal at the Golden State Invitational is off the chain. It's really good. I was trying to be cool there, Trevor. Did you see that off the chain? Is that what you guys say that now? Or
I was wondering what the hell you meant.
What do California kids say when they're like they see something cool? Like
that's
nowadays.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Hey, so I ordered my Tesla tonight. I'm bringing it out. I'm gonna race you guys again. So
all right.
I got the dual motor one or whatever. It's like 0 to 60 and 3.1. I'm gonna smoke you Massetti boys. So
let's go.
Yep. My wife's yelling at me in the other room. I can hear her. So she's not. I'm not gonna race. I'm not gonna go fast at all in it. I just want it.
Wink, 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 wink.
Wink, wink.
Nod, nod. Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how many pulls do you guys have on your schedule from February through November?
Well, like the sled, I think had about 30 this year. And I don't do all of them. There's probably in total out here, there's probably, I'm going to say 35. Between all the promoters, roughly 35, between 35 and 40 across the state.
So how did you end up becoming a promoter, Brian? How did that happen? It was was it planned or just something? Yeah.
No, not planned at all. I'm gonna walk back over and put the phone down again. But thanks for your time, Trev.
Yeah, thank you, Trevor. We appreciate you, buddy.
He's got a lot of stuff to do if he thinks he's going to run both of these tractors this weekend. But I'll help him. But he actually changed the bearings in that front motor last week or recently we did it. They had a little problem with it, so we put new bearings in it. But as far as how I got involved, so Dan Coelho, who we talked about earlier, he was promoting the 4-wheel drive trucks. And back then, the trucks and the tractor guys did their own things. There wasn't a lot of collaboration or getting along. So in 99, I think it was, for several years. So he started in the late 70s. So mid to late 90s, he started saying, hey, I'm going to get out of promoting. I'm done. It's taking too much time, blah, blah, blah. So in 99, he told us, hey, I'm done. No, I'm not doing this anymore. So he came to my dad and I and said, you guys should think about starting this up and run it through your business. And Dad says, no, we're not running that through the family business. And 2 other guys that we pulled with, older guys, had told me, hey, we should do this. We should team up and do this. And I said, man, I think I was just out of college or maybe still in college. And so they said, we should start this and we'll all do it together. And I said, yeah, okay. So that's how MLM Motorsports started. It was Massetti, Leishman, McClintock. So they had, those 2 guys also had 4-wheel drive trucks. So at that time, Dad and I bought the sled from Gary Fernandez, Dan's son-in-law, the white sled. And then we started putting on pulls. And then after a few years, Bruce and Paul, they kind of lost interest in pulling and whatever. They would come help once in a while. And then we talked and said, look, we got to just kind of on paper, make this thing all mine or, whatever. If I got to buy you guys out or just whatever we got to do. So that's what we did. And then they've Bruce passed away last year, but they both got out of pulling. Great guys. They just lost interest or whatever. So that's what started. There was going to be nobody that was going to look out for the 4-wheel drive trucks. And in the beginning, that was our sole focus. And then we started working with the Pacific tractor pullers a long time ago and started doing shows, bringing tractors in and trucks and putting on a show with everything. It just kind of snowballed from there. And then in, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years ago, Richard Love had posted this sled for sale, and a buddy of mine had talked about putting a cab on the other sled, and I said, we got more stuff to do than that. And then I see the ad for this one, and then next thing you know, we made a deal and bought it, and it just snowballs from there. I think a couple years before that is when Kevin and I bought the chassis from Donald Nelson and built our tractor, and then we added the gray truck 3 years ago, I guess.
So that chassis, is that the old Texas Flash then?
Texas Bullet.
It is a Texas Bullet. Okay.
Yeah. He had, a DT 466 out front, and then he could hang 2 Hemis on the side.
Okay, that's that chassis. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's what Donald told me. So
it was purple and kind of colorful down on the bottom of the frame.
Okay.
Yeah, so never thought, we grew up pulling, like I mentioned earlier. Dad brought Yellow Fever to kindergarten for me for show and tell. Never thought that we would go this far with it. And,
Did he build that truck, or did you guys?
He did.
He buy it? He built it?
No, my dad built it, yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember earlier, he built it for Jerry Holt. I got to remind you guys of this.
Yeah.
He had a driver in mind already when he built
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That Pulling Power magazine deal, I had no idea that was that big of a deal. I got awakened to that tonight. I've been flipping through.
Dude, are you kidding me? When it first came out, it was like, what was it, 81 or 82? And it was seasonal. It was like just every season, fall, winter, spring. And man, I would go to the newsstand praying that the new one was in. And I remember actually getting mad if it wasn't there. It's like, it should be there already. I loved it. I was totally ate up with pulling, and then it went bi-monthly, and oh man, that was awesome. I'd get all the articles read 3 or 4 times, and the new one would come out. Yeah, that was awesome. That was long before the internet.
Yeah.
Well, that was the that issue where he said it's October of '84. That's really, that's back in like the Redman, TNT, all those big national sponsors. Before the tobacco stuff and everything else. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jason, do you recall a truck that pulled with us? Were you at Troy or Montgomery City?
I was at no, I was
There's
at
an
Montgomery City, wasn't I?
There's an old Ford called Born Again. Now it's gold and blue.
Yeah. I know that truck.
That truck was on the cover of Pulling Power magazine, I think April of '84, and it was blue and yellow. At that time, it was called Barbara Ann, and Alan Letterman bought it. Alan Letterman runs it, and the family that used to own the truck is in Maryland still. It pulled up in the Northeast, and anytime he's pulling with it now, they'll watch the live stream just so they can see that truck pulling. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That
is cool. I'm trying to find a picture of the 1984 cover.
It was April of '84.
So how old is Yellow Fever then, Brian?
She's got to be 43, 44 years old, something like that.
Wow.
The cab. I'll come over here to the lounge area. We have some old school pictures. So I can see that picture there.
Yep.
And that Danko was Dan Coelho. Kevo's the little guy in the middle there of the
Big
swing.
We lost his phone.
Uh-oh.
You think he bumped it?
Maybe.
He's coming back. Think he dropped it in water, Ron? There he is.
Sorry about that.
Those indoor California polos were huge. Huge.
Takes a moment to call him that.
So
well,
good
anyways,
deal.
yeah, it's been around, been in the family forever.
Yep. Good stuff. Well, let's start to wrap this up, Brian. I want to bring up the again, Ukiah, California. We've been pulling that across the bottom there all night. I want to put that up on the stream here, the overlay. Give me 1 second. 6 p.m. Registration is now open at MLM-motorsports.com. Scales open 1 to 4 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Here's the map. Brian, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but talk about that a little bit.
It's really easy to get in. You take the North State Street exit off of the highway, and then you'll go about a block south on North State Street, and there's an In-N-Out Burger and I think a Carl's Jr. And then you'll turn on Ford Road, and then that's the first arrow that's pointing to the right side of the picture. Just before you get to the freeway overpass there, you'll hang another right, and that's the entrance to the fairgrounds. And then our registration trailer will be set up at about the end of that arrow. It's pretty straightforward. It's obviously a oval racetrack. They have a nice little pit area there. Just come in on Ford Road to that access road in the back and take you right on in. Same way it's been for, I don't know, probably 15 years. Yeah, we're looking forward to going up there. Again, it starts at 6. Jennifer wants the show over at 8. She likes having her fairgoers back out in the fair, buying food and beer and whatnot. So it took us quite a few years to get on that same page. And we run 2 sleds, so 2 tracks, and we'll keep everybody running through, and we'll do our best to get it over in 2 hours for them.
Good deal.
So,
well, Brian, thank you for spending time with us. And don't forget, November 10th and 11th will be the Golden State Invitational year number 2, 2023, Madera, California. More details to come on that. We'll start really talking about that really probably mid-September. are pushing the crap out of that to get get some more stands. We're gonna try to get Massetti over to Lufkin, Texas, October 20th and 21st. I think
That'd be
we can
cool.
pull that off. So
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna text Christy right after the show, Brian. So see if
Would
she
you
can give
please?
permission. So
Yeah,
don't forget, everybody.
Brian,
that'd be neat.
nice chatting with you, Brian. Take
Yeah,
care.
go to fullpull.us,
You too.
everybody.
Good to meet you.
Play the games. Play the games. Good chance to drive a truck to Bowling Green. So, thank you for watching.
Sounds
Have a
good.
great night.
Yep. Night.